Yeah, it's Mindset Cafe, we all about that mindset. Gotta stay focused, never settle for less. It's all in your head, how you think you manifest. So get ready to rise, cause we about to be the best. Gotta switch it up, gotta break the old habits. Get your mind right, turn your dreams into habits. No negative vibes, only positive thoughts.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Mindset Cafe podcast. It's your boy, Devan Gonzalez. And today I wanted to talk about a topic that I know has resonated at least with you at some point in your life, right? And that's everyone wants to stand out, right? Everyone wants the opportunities, the respect, the momentum. But here's the truth. The fastest way to stand out has nothing to do with your talent, your timing, or your connections, right? It's effort, pure, consistent, boring, unglamorous effort. It's showing up early when everyone else is just coasting in. It's doing the extra research before anyone asks. It's remembering names. It's following up with things fastly, right? Someone texts you, text back fast. It's smiling when you actually greet people. Work ethic is the universal currency of respect. And it costs you nothing, to be honest. But if it can give you everything, this is something that we should maximize on. So today we're going to be talking about work ethic, right? Most people think that the hard part is just getting started, and it's not, right? That's the easy part. The easy part is getting started. The hard part comes when it starts to get boring, when the excitement fades, when the grind feels invisible and nobody's clapping anymore. That's where this episode really lives in. I want to really dive into those things today, into the quiet, into the grind, into that place where most people end up stopping, where the great gets separated from average, right? So today we're talking about effort, where the underrated edge that separates the ordinary from exceptional, and how to turn that habit that will outlast your motivation. So I want to start with what effort actually looks like, not just as an idea, but as a pattern that you can build in every single day, right? So this is one of those things. It's not fun. It's not easy, to show up and to be excited about what you have to do every single day. And that's fine, right? That's normal for everyone, right? I don't want to get up and, do most of the things that I do in a day, every single day, but you do it, right? Because you know you need to get it done. But effort is the fastest way to stand out. When you show up in your A game every single day, whether you feel like it or not, people notice, right? That sets your stakes, and that's what earns attention, to be honest. You can't control your born talent or timing, but you can control if you outwork everyone. Your work ethic is your universal currency of respect. And that respect will earn you the opportunities, will earn you the connections, will earn you everything else. But you have to show up and give it your all every single day. Otherwise, what's the point? That we've talked about before. Your time is the one thing you don't get back. So don't waste it doing things half-assed, right? So you have to realize that your effort, showing up every single day, it compounds. It compounds day after day, and consistently will start to build trust. That trust will start to, build your opportunities, will start to attract your opportunities, right? For example, you all know that coworker, that teammate, or that employee, or that friend who you could call and they're going to do what you need, or, if they say they're going to get it done, they're going to get it done because they're reliable. That has been built over time of them doing that day after day. So you got to be that person. Your work ethic is one of the most important attributes to you. So what does your effort actually look like out there in the wild, out there in your workspace, out there with your family, right? Because all those things take work. Your relationship takes work. Your fitness takes work. Your nutrition takes work. Your business, that's work, right? So what are you doing that could be improved? What are you doing that if you really think about it, you're kind of just coasting by and you're just waiting for someone to tell you the next thing, even though you know that there's some other things that could be done. Those are the things that you should just be doing. So it's the micro behaviors, right? It's not just a mood, right? Make effort concrete. Everything you do, look for, be proactive. So think of the easiest ones would be almost like, showing up early, right? And when you show up early, that's a huge thing people start to notice. That person's always on time. They're always early, right? Versus being the person that's always late. Other thing is, use people's names, right? Use it a couple times when you first meet them so it gets sunk into your brain. But people like hearing their name. That's one of the most endearing sounds is your own name, right? That way someone's actually talking to you. Someone actually knows who you are. And if you use people's names, I guarantee you will stick out in their mind and they will try to remember your name in return, right? The things, let's say with work, what could you be researching how to do better or how to improve the system or how to improve your business or the business? Do that instead of waiting to be asked. That stands out. The easiest one I can think of, honestly, and this one is probably one of the most underrated ones, is just smile, right? And I say that, and I mean, believe me, this is one of those ones I have to work on most of the time too, to have a very straight face. But when you're greeting someone and you're saying hello, especially for the first time, smile when you say it. Look pleasant when you're introducing yourself to someone. When someone introduces themselves to you, that first impression gets ingrained in their brain, right? So you have to do more than is asked of you to stand out. Otherwise, you blend in with the herd. And you don't need to do these huge, extravagant things and be the MVP of the team. Sometimes it's just being reliable. Sometimes it's just showing up. Sometimes it's just doing more than you're asked. But you're constantly looking for those things and trying to improve yourself. And one of the things that you're trying to improve is your work ethic. Because respect, it's earned, right? Someone lies to you, whatever, they lose a little bit of your respect. If someone's truthful with you, someone always follows through what they said they're going to do, they earn your respect. But why don't you earn your own respect? That's one of the biggest things I want you to kind of take from this too, is when I say respect, I don't mean respect of only others, but the respect of yourself. Because if you tell yourself you're going to work out today and then you don't, well, you just lost a little bit of respect for yourself that day because you just lied to yourself and your subconscious knows it. Let that sink in. How many times this last month, or in the beginning of the month, last month, did you say you were going to go work out and you didn't? Follow through with the things that you tell yourself you're going to do them, regardless of what time it is, regardless of how you feel. Believe me, there's been countless times where I told myself I'm going to work out and 10 o'clock hits, 11 o'clock hits, and I'm like, damn, I don't really want to work out right now. I'd rather just go home, get some sleep. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a 30-minute workout, and just knock it out. And at least I stayed true to my word. You have to be truthful to yourself, and you have to follow through with the things that you would tell your boss. You would have to follow through the same things for yourself. Because if you can't trust you, then who else can trust you? If you don't respect you, who else would respect you? You should be your biggest fan. You should be your biggest motivator, your biggest hype person. Your biggest, encouragement is from yourself. That's what goes into that positive self-talk that we've talked about, right? And the biggest myth that I think people have is, well, I don't know how to get started. Getting started is the easy part. You don't need to know everything in order to get started. You don't know how to work out, go to the gym and just hop on a machine, do it wrong. That's still getting started, right? The hard part comes when it's not exciting anymore. The hard part isn't getting started. That's easy. You can start right. You can start wrong. Getting started is easy. but it's exciting. It's that new thing when you get started, right? Your motivation, you're telling yourself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And everything feels like this glorious plan until the hard part hits. And that's doing the mundane. And that's doing the things you have to do day after day after day. It almost becomes, repetitious and boring and monotonous. You're just like, man, like this is not fun anymore. No one said it was going to be fun. No one promised you that. You built that up in your head in the beginning. That's like a new relationship. Everyone that gets in a new relationship enters that puppy dog phase, where you're all over each other, and it's almost like you're in high school again. And then all of a sudden that ends, and now you're just in a relationship. Well, that's how it is with your goals as well. Your goals feel fun. They feel exciting. It's this new thing. And then all of a sudden you are doing the things you need to do day after day. And you're like, this is not as fun as I thought it would be. No one said it was going to be that. But will it be rewarding? 100%. Your effort is going to dictate what you earn in any form or fashion of your life, in any area of your life. Your effort towards that thing, you will get out what you put in. And more times than not, you'll get out more than you put in. So if you're putting in 100, you're going to end up getting 110% out. That's just the way it works. Other people will start to put you on a pedestal and try to rise to your work ethic. They'll try to rise to your commitment to the relationship, not the other way around. If you're dragging the relationship, people will drop down to meet you there. If you're dragging it in business, you're dragging as an employee, believe me, the team will start to do it, or you'll stand out in a way that you don't want to stand out. And then you probably won't be a part of that team as long as you thought you would be. So there's this gray zone that even with like business, for example, and fitness, that the excitement fades and the progress feels almost invisible, right? And that's the phase that normalizes the, I don't want to say bored, but technically it just feels boring because you're doing the same things because you're not hitting that next level yet. But those boring things allow you to push through to the other side. Those boring things are the tests sometimes that separate the people that succeed and the people that don't. You can get through that phase. You can. You just have to be willing to stay committed and truthful to yourself and stay committed to the things that you told yourself you're going to do it. Instead of, I'm going to start fresh next week, I'm going to start clean start today. The day's not over. I'm going to start meal prepping next week. It's fucking Wednesday. Start today. You don't need to start next week. I'm going to start working out, January 1st. Why? You still have 2 months left of the year. Finish the year strong. So I think like this is almost like towards the time we start talking about New Year's resolutions, most people. And this is a perfect example of this topic because January 1st hits, everyone's excited. Everyone has their New Year's resolution. And how many times have you had the same New Year's resolution? How many years in a row? Why have you not succeeded that New Year's resolution? It's supposed to be different every year. And why are you waiting until January 1st to start on anything? January 1st is just a date on the calendar. What's the difference between January 1st and November 5th? Nothing. It's just your willingness to commit. Nothing is different. The days are the same hours in the day. Your work is the same. Everything is the same. Why not start now and start with a head start on it? Then January 1st comes around, you already have a head start on what you wanted to achieve for the year, and then you can end up accomplishing it and setting a new goal by the end of the year. Why did you stop achieving your goal for this year? What makes commitment a commitment to achieving your goals or to anything, to a relationship, it's your integrity under pressure. It's your integrity under pressure. Commitment counts when it's inconvenient for you. Otherwise, it just feels like a good promise, right? Commitment counts when it's inconvenient. Otherwise, it's just a feel-good promise. One thing I would say you could do is write your non-negotiables down, right? Keep them next to you, keep them in your pocket. And when you're tired or busy or unmotivated, look at them. What are your non-negotiables that you need to do every day to achieve the goal that you're set out to achieve? And we don't feel like it, pull that little list out and be like, I work out, I do this, I need to do that. And then you do them, check them off the list. If you set a list for each day of 3 to 5 things you need to accomplish in the day to move the needle towards your goal, and you actually accomplish those, regardless of what else you accomplish in the day, you would make more progress than 99% of people. If you plan the goals that you need to accomplish today, and then you accomplish them, you are more productive than 99% of people. It seems small. You got to think, all of a sudden 365 days in and you accomplish 3 to 5 tasks that would move the needle, your progress would be huge. No one's going to be clapping for you along the progress. No one's going to be clapping you along the journey, right? They'll clap when you first tell them, oh yeah, that's great. That sounds so cool. And then you get into it. It's you and yourself. But that's why you did it. You didn't do it for the accolades. You didn't do it for the clapping. You did it for you. So focus on that. Accomplish it. Start now when it's inconvenient. Right now, we're hitting the holidays. It's not convenient to start anything right now. Start now. That way you start when it is hard already. And then all of a sudden, everything starts to lighten up at the beginning of the year. There's not as many holidays. Now it's easy. So it's easier. You've already built the habits during the hard time. Now you don't have to worry about that. Now the hard is even easier. Kill your sense of perfectionism and your sense of delay. Kill your sense of perfectionism. I need to wait until the time is right. Fuck that. Your time is never going to be right. I promise on anything. Starting a business, starting your fitness, starting your health, starting a family, right? I just had my second, I would say me and my wife just had our second child, and the timing is never right. I hear so many people, we're waiting for this and I'm waiting for that to start a business, and just fucking start. That's all it is. You start and you figure it out. That's what life is most of the time. Just figuring it out. You figure out what you need to do today to accomplish the tasks set out for today. That's it. Plain and simple. And if you can do that, there's no stopping you. You have to, there's a member, that asked if I was going to be working on certain nights because they were more motivated when I was here versus some of my trainers. And what I told her was, it doesn't matter if I'm here or not. I shouldn't be your motivation. You should be your motivation. Build or replace, I should say, your motivation with the architecture of your day, with your systems of today, of the non-negotiables of today. You don't need motivation. You don't need a YouTube video to watch. You don't need any of that. Your reason why for accomplishing your goals should be your own self-internal motivation, regardless of how excited or how happy or how energized you feel for that day. One thing kind of transitioning, I want to say too, with separating yourself is more on the social aspect. If you told someone you're going to follow up with them, follow up with them. Right? And believe me, I know I'm guilty of this as well, but that's one of the biggest things. Set a calendar reminder. If you told, someone you were going to look into something for them, look into it and then follow up with them. You told them someone you're going to call them later, call them later. That's how you separate yourself, right? your effort, your work ethic, your trust, your reliability all turn into your reputation capital. If people can trust you, and people again start trusting you if you trust yourself, right? So that all these things build interest. Almost that's what like that compounding daily is. And so I just want you to think that your work ethic can start today if it hasn't already, and it can improve. If you haven't set out for 3 things to accomplish today, write them down now. What are 3 things that you need to accomplish today to move forward towards your goal, and then do them? And that's where I'm going to end this podcast right here, is writing those 3 things down and accomplishing them. Okay. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully this guy's giving you guys a little reality check for before the new year hits. We're starting to wrap up. All the holidays are about to start to hit. Make sure you guys accomplish 3 things each day until the end of the year. See how far you get. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. If you guys need anything from me, you can always shoot over a DM. I'm always happy to help. But otherwise, guys, make sure you guys leave a review. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.
No negative vibes, only positive thoughts. Cause in the game of life, mindset calls the shots. Got my mind on the prize, I can't be distracted.